Excuse me, miss. What's that you're listening to?
Well, it's a podcast. It's all about this couple from England who are in a lifestyle and they talk about their adventures.
So is that child-friendly then, is it?
No. They say lots of naughty things and they swear a lot. But would you like to listen?
Get in the gym or to your car. With our advice you could go far. We fuck things up and we make mistakes. And talk about our sexy dates. It's getting hard for this to rhyme. Just as well cause it's bed hopping time. Welcome to episode 61 of the Bed Hoppers podcast. My name is Mr. H.
Mrs. H.
These are a few of our favourite things. This episode is all about...
Labyrinth.
No. It's
Yes,
about...
it is.
It's about...
But that's my favourite thing.
What, Transformers?
No.
The Autobots pledge their... No, okay, fine. Right, well, this episode we're talking about some of our favourite things in the lifestyle.
You.
Me.
Yeah.
You. Me.
You're my favourite thing.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my! It's alluring the way you're talking about me. I'm feeling all pent up.
I thought I won, like, the best line saying you.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because I need you, and I need you.
So this episode will be brought to you mostly by little jingles.
Jingle time! Well, it's not quite jingle time. We will play the jingle in a minute. But first, I want to
God help us when we get to Christmas.
Why?
Because you'll be all over the Christmas jingles.
Christmas jingles.
Jingle bells.
Jingle bells. You know that's not my favourite Christmas song. So since it is an episode of favourite things, my favourite Christmas song is what, Mrs. H?
I know this.
Come on.
I do know this. Fuck, let me think. It's from Gremlins, isn't it?
Is it?
Wait, hang on. No, you've got loads of favourite songs. That's not a Christmas song.
No, that's like countdown music.
I was like, I don't know about. Is it Chris Rea? No.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, are you sure it's not the song from Gremlins? Which
It's
completely
not
evades.
It's not
now.
the "Do you hear what I
Yes,
hear?" It's not
because
that one.
when that comes on, you always stop what you're doing immediately and just sing that on repeat.
No. I have two favourite Christmas songs.
Bollocks, do you?
Yes.
Do you actually?
Yes. One of them we sang in the car in Australia.
Oh. What? Why would we sing it then? That's...
I have a little dreidel, it's what I'm made of play.
Right, okay.
But I'm not gonna play with it because dreidels fucking gay.
Dreidel.
They stupid games. So there's that one. And
I'll try to make it spin.
Courtney Cox, I love you. Yes. So it's Bed Hopper singing time, clearly today. The other one is...
Let's do the entire
weather
episode
outside
of
is
Mr. Hanky.
frightful, but the fire is so delightful.
Oh, you sing that in fucking
And since we're
June.
no
You sing that
place to
every
go,
month of the year.
Let it snow, because
Yeah,
it's
you
snowing
do.
somewhere.
Do you think so? Really? Yeah, I suppose it
What
is.
do you mean, do I think so?
Yeah, you're right.
Where do you think it might be snowing, Mrs.
oh
H?
God.
Somewhere. Go on.
I've said some really silly things this week.
You have said a lot of silly things. You've blamed the concussion for most of it.
I believe we had a really stupid conversation all the way around a supermarket about Lion King, which evades me again. But anyway, I have blamed the concussion for
Yes,
this.
you were going to tell us who the bad guy in The Lion King was, and you said that it was
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
I did.
And it
was Jeremy Irons.
yes.
And then ensued an entire conversation about Die Hard, and it turns out I've never really seen the film.
No, it turns out...
Didn't have a clue.
No. What was
Like,
Die
he
Hard?
had a brother?
What's Die Hard about?
Oh my God. I'm sure there were some bombs involved. And I'm sure they were on some kind of mission to maybe deactivate the bombs before they went off. And Bruce Willis had a string of various clues to do this. And then I'm sure Samuel L. Jackson came along and did this. But you assure me this is like one of the other films.
This is Die Hard 3.
Are you sure it's not 4?
Yes.
Because I haven't seen any of them, but I'm going to
You
take
have-
a punt that it was 4.
You have seen them all, apart from the latest one, which I don't think can be considered a die-hard film. Anyway, welcome to the Bedhoppers podcast, the podcast where we talk about all things swinging and sex and fun stuff like that. Clearly today we're on a tangent.
Well, aren't you all?
Yes,
You're always on a
But
tangent.
don't worry, gentle listener, we shall treat you tangentially.
Oh, that's lovely. And
Is
do you
it?
know what? Tangela is a really good Pokemon.
Ella. Right, anyway, so we're going to talk a bit about our favourite things in a minute once
Right.
we've stopped talking about our other favourite things.
Yes. Turns out your favourite Christmas film songs we've mentioned now. So.
Yes. What's your favourite Christmas song?
I don't really have one.
Okay, fine. Well, I thought
Not
I'd better
that,
include
not a fan, really.
you. What, a Christmas?
Songs.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
I probably do have one.
Do you?
Oh, I do have one. Wait, it's that one that goes. You know it.
Wish I was at home
yes,
for
that one.
Christmas.
Is it Ian Jury
I
and the
don't think so.
Blockheads?
I don't know. I can't remember.
That one.
Mary gladly waits alone.
Oh, I have another one. I've just thought of another one. Little Drummer Boy by David Bowie.
What about Pipes of Peace?
That's all right as well. Is that a Christmas song?
Well, I don't know. It's got a Christmas motif in the video.
To be continued. Right.
No, we're not continuing this chat any
Not
further.
now. I mean, afterwards.
Not now. After. Right. Okay. So, what have we been up to? We had a sexy date
Right.
last week.
Oh, yes, we did.
You and me, we're the date, doing stuff.
Yeah,
we're the date.
we did have a really lovely date.
I think about. I can't even say it anymore.
It was that sexy. Sex the words out your mouth.
Must have been while you were fucking me.
So we had a date with a lovely lady.
The lovely
Did we
lady.
not?
Yes. Her husband was pimped out.
Yes.
He was hot husbanded or stagged or vixen. I don't know. Whatever the one it is.
He was off
Yeah.
with another woman.
With another woman. So we had the benefit of having this lovely lady with us.
Yay!
Yay! And that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we introduced her, as we should do, to Jurassic Park Melodica,
Obviously.
the Dom of Desire. Now, the Dom of Desire, if you've never checked him out, it has a YouTube channel.
Yes. Very informative.
Actually, there's a Don of Desire, not the Dom.
Yes, that's two very different things.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah, he's the Don.
Yeah, so
Like the owner of all things
like
Desire.
the mafia mob boss of...
the mafia boss of Desire.
Yes, but not Desire the place, just
No.
Desire in general. This is getting
Oh
very
my
confusing.
God, this is hilarious.
Well,
Right.
I'm sure
Anyway,
many people would disagree.
This guy talks at length about many wonderful ways that you can entertain a lady.
Well, I think he's kind of like a lad's guide to
like American Pie.
to being a sex pest, basically. I think so. And his approach some of the information he's got in there is actually quite informative, but the way in which it's packaged is unusual. So go and check that out if you haven't. You may like it, maybe for you. It makes me laugh, I think is the nicest
He's
way of
very
putting
humorous.
it. And the other thing that we introduced her to was the ripping and the tearing.
Oh, yes.
Which, the
The
hedonism Rick or whatever it's
hedonism,
called. Yeah. So if you've not seen that video, please go seek it out. That will keep you entertained.
Yeah.
So we had a lovely trip down YouTube, which was fun,
Yes.
and then some sexy times.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Which was better than the YouTube bit, to be fair.
Well,
but the
obviously.
YouTube bit was pretty good.
It laughed her into bed.
Did we? You think that?
Either that or she was just exhausted from like putting up with our weird YouTubeisms and tried to sex us into stopping.
Maybe, but it's a good technique. It worked.
Yeah, it's great.
I nearly shut up for like 2 minutes.
Nearly.
I know. I gave her the best 2 minutes of her life. I can't back that up. So we had a sexy date. That was cool. What else have we got on the cards?
We have I don't know. What have we got coming up?
Nothing. We've got
I was
nothing on
going
the
to say,
cards.
I don't have any notes to look at. You do. You tell me.
These notes don't mention any of this. These notes have some lyrics, what I have written,
Brilliant. All right. then.
and some bullet points, which don't really give you away anything.
All right. Well,
in
we haven't got anything then.
So we've got no dates, no meets.
We're taking it easy.
The only thing we have on the cards is May next year when we're going to Podcast Palooza.
Correct.
And you can join us. If
Thanks.
you want
I'm
to.
going to come along.
Are you? Good. It's very
Yeah.
good. So you can come along to that.
I mean, frankly, the whole thing would be flat without me there.
So the bunch of podcasters are going along and media producers or content producers. And it's a great chance to have a brilliant hotel takeover with topless parties, DJs, entertainment, all sorts of cool things like that. But also meet us and the show that we're preparing.
Good luck with that.
Yes, thank you.
I can't wait to see what you prepared.
Neither can I. I'm really looking forward to what I'm going to do. I'm basically going to just hide behind the stage going...
Am I going to be like that episode of The Office where he just like literally comes in and tries to do some awful presentation and it just crashes and burns?
That's pretty much most
and
of your
everyone sits there
presentations.
cringing.
Yes.
All right, cool.
It's pretty much that. I'm going to give you 42 PowerPoint slides. A clicker.
Death by PowerPoint.
Yes,
All
death
right.
by PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Cool. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. But that aside, apart from us, please come and join us because it'd be great.
Yes, do
Great
that.
to see you. Come and visit us in Miami. Or Miami, which it turns out is in Florida.
Oh, screw you. Not the weirdest thing I've said this week.
No, but post that, we're hoping to get around the States for a little bit, for a few days, and catch up with some friends. So we're just trying to work out where every bugger is, because everyone's all over the bloody States. It's not just a small place. It's not like this country.
All right, Michael Caine.
What?
Only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Who was that?
You were all like...
I know that impression. Who was that?
Michael Caine.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's interesting. Anyway, so yeah, please
You're
come and visit
welcome.
us. And for friends over in the States, get your act together and live near each other.
Yes.
That would be really convenient for us and make things much simpler.
Cool.
So, other than that, get in touch, please. Thanks for joining us. That was a great episode. Cheers. Bye. Favourite things.
Yes.
Mrs. H, roll that thing. And by that, I mean I'm going to digitally edit in.
Oh, brilliant. I'm
piece
definitely rolling it
thing
now
that
then.
we recorded
in
earlier.
a retro way with reels of stuff.
Yes,
that's how you roll, right?
That's definitely how you roll. Yeah.
Shouldn't you be like transform and roll out?
No, that would be too easy.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, all
We'll
right.
roll it then.
Yeah, play the thing.
Dildos and strap-ons with sex toys in latex. All kinds of lube that is giving us great sex. Fingers in pussies are making me cringe. These are a few of our favourite things.
Well, we hoped you liked that, and if you didn't, fuck off.
If you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you.
And if you can't get your movie quote right, you can speak like Mrs. H for some reason.
Babe, no one can speak like Mrs. H.
No, nobody can emulate you, dear.
Thankfully.
Apart from Bradford. Bradford can
Oh,
emulate
for God's
pretty well.
sake, he makes me sound like Mrs. Doubtfire all the time.
No, he doesn't!
Yes, he does.
Anyway, so the reason why we picked this particular topic for this particular episode is because we've had a few questions recently from listeners asking about some of the things that we like to have. What do we have in the swing bag? What do we have with us? And what sort of things do we get?
What kind of clubs do we like to go to?
So we thought we'd talk randomly.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah, well, true. I thought we'd talk randomly about some of the things that we like. So if you want to take them up or pick them up or grab them, not ours, but your version of them, then feel free to do that.
Cool.
You can emulate us.
Yes.
If you're really, really desperate. if you're in desperate times, please emulate us.
All right.
Yes, which is good. So the first thing is, what condoms do we like, Mrs. H?
Oh. Well, I personally don't tend to get too involved in the condom.
Oh, as we found
process.
out, we heard this the other day, didn't we, when we were having a chat?
Yes, we did. Obviously, that's down to male preference because what feels good for guys is of paramount importance.
Mm-hmm.
And for the lady involved, as long as you don't have any like latex allergies, then I guess pretty much most things feel okay.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not. Do you know what? Years ago, we used to have like all this ribbed stuff and condoms with knobbles on and all sorts of
Beer
things.
flavoured condoms.
Yeah, novelty condoms, if you like. And thankfully, I haven't really encountered any of these joke things in the lifestyle.
I think we encountered someone brought a strawberry one at one point.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that was
But I haven't encountered ribbed and bobbled and all sorts.
ribbed and bobbled.
Ribbed and bobbled.
Ribbed and bobbled, both of
They
them.
sound like winter scarves and hats, don't they?
All flavours of Ben and Jerry's.
Ooh, they're ribbed and bobbled. I think you tend to favour are they called skin?
Yeah, skin
Yeah.
are pretty good. And occasionally I'll have a Durex on me, but broadly skin ones tend to be the main go-to.
I like the wrappers as well. They're quite classy looking.
Is that because they're gold?
They actually remind me a bit of a chocolate.
Really?
'Cause they're like gold and
You're really disappointed when I
brown.
open it and there's no chocolatey treat.
always.
What about lube then?
We favour the liquid silk,
Yeah.
which is very lovely.
Mm-hmm. Now, we've discovered that it's only available in this country, or is not available in, I think, Australia or the US. I'm not sure about the rest of Europe and other places.
So luckily we can still get our grubby little paws on it.
Well, I felt like a right little drug smuggler going to Mexico with about 4 of these.
Hustling
Little,
bottles of liquid silk by the pool.
Exactly.
Who wants to buy some lube? Can I trust you with some lube over your breakfast?
Yeah, definitely.
Liquid silk's my favourite because it doesn't leave you feeling like really tacky, sticky.
Yeah.
And
it's a water-based, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's not like gecko fingers after, by the end of it. It absorbs eventually and you need more.
Mm-hmm.
But when it does absorb, it's almost like you've just put a nice moisturiser on or something and
Yeah.
it doesn't leave you feeling all horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't smell particularly
Doesn't
bad.
smell of anything.
It does smell. It definitely has a
but
smell
not,
of.
like,
but
it's not pungent, is it?
not pungent.
Not pungent.
Not the sort of word you're looking for when you're describing a lube.
Gosh, that's pungent.
Yes, what a pungent aroma you have discovered.
No, it's inoffensive
Mm.
in terms of smell and texture. I can't tell you what it tastes like because I haven't really bothered trying it, but
Okay,
I think you have tried the taste.
the taste of it.
Mm.
Well, yeah, it's been in and around my mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
So
not.
what's it taste like?
It's not awful.
Oh, there you go then.
Most lube isn't offensive.
It's
but,
a winner then.
Yeah, so
Liquid silk.
liquid silk. Okay, what about wipes? Because normally we've traditionally used good old-fashioned baby wipes.
We have, and we have recently become acquainted with the After Dark,
Yeah,
which I don't know if they're available in the UK, or
I
if they
don't-
are, we haven't hunted them down.
I sort of Bradford Angela seem to think you could import them, being
Maybe.
sort of resident Aussies, as it were. But
They win points for me for looking quite sinister in a black packaging with pink cat eyes.
what I quite like about them is they don't have any sort of flavouring or smell or whatever to them. So
They're very genteel.
yeah, well, they're
on
nice,
the
but
intimate parts.
yeah, very genteel, the intimate parts.
Yeah.
And they seem to do the trick. So they seem to think that you could import them, but I've not seen them over here, to
Hmm.
be honest. So we did a lube for wipe exchange that was
Yes,
very
we did.
lucrative, shall we
But
say?
lucrative.
Lucrative.
Yeah.
Lucrative.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
So we're going to move on to toys.
Oh.
Oh.
Do you have a few favourite toys?
So let's start with the smaller items and work our way around from there and meander aimlessly as we do.
Okay.
So I'm a fan of the hot octopus stuff.
Yes.
Well, I say the hot octopus stuff, but there's a couple of bits that I really like.
Cool.
So one's their cock ring.
So Hot Octopus do toys for men and women, right?
Yes, they
Yes.
do. We've tried some of the women's toys, but they've left. We haven't really been that.
Haven't tried many.
Or at least some of their bigger toys, but the smaller ones, the Digit, which is one of the new ones.
Oh,
which
I
is,
was going to talk about the Digit.
I know you were going to talk about
Yeah.
Digit, and also the cock ring. I think the cock ring is fantastic. So this isn't the Atom Plus or whatever it is. This is just the standard vibrating cock ring.
There's different varieties?
Yeah, there's one that goes around your balls as well.
Oh, gosh.
I believe our good friends Barney and Emma Stone got
Nice
it.
save, yeah, all right.
Well, no, I was getting there. I just didn't want to use the nickname that we used directly for them because that would give
I
them away.
imagine one that goes all around your balls as well. It must feel like you're on a power plate or something.
Well, I think
Juddering away.
his take was that it was a bit complex getting your
Yeah.
shunting your stuff in there. So I think the one that I've got, which is just the standard one, is really comfortable. It's a good fit, and the vibration is really strong.
Can I add a counter kind of point to that?
Please.
So what I would say is if you're a cock ring, obviously by its very definition goes around your cock, and obviously that's going, moving, one assumes, but it actually works better from my perspective if you don't move very much.
So if I just lie there.
Yes.
It is
Could you just lie really still, please?
It is a bit of a lazy toy, but I quite like it
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying
because I'm
it's-
inherently lazy.
Yeah, it doesn't really require much movement, and the more you actually do move, the less effective it is from the female perspective,
Yes.
because obviously you're then moving away from the centre of the pleasure.
But I'm still getting all the benefit of the cock ring at the same time.
So just
So it's not all about you, dear.
no, it is not.
It is not.
Especially
So-
if you move around.
Exactly. The digits, then.
Love the digit. Absolutely love it. So it's a little device that you can place on your fingers.
Yep.
It's got two little kind of rings that will fit
Yeah.
around your middle two fingers. Should you want to?
I'm not keen on those little
No.
ring things. I don't think it needs it, frankly.
It doesn't need it. And also, by putting them around your fingers, if you then want to move the digit around, which frequently I would, you'd then have to take it off your fingers to do that. So I actually prefer just using it without the rings. And I would prefer it not to have the rings.
So this is a little USB charged vibrator.
Yeah.
It's a couple of inches long.
Yeah.
And it's got this little finger slots that you can put your fingers in, but you don't tend to use that. Now, what I will say about Hot Octopuss, and this has irritated me, but irritates you more, is the fact that they're quite difficult to turn on and off.
Cannot do it, no.
And it's quite difficult to locate which is the off button and which is the up and down button.
I was gonna mention that. It's it wound me up so much the other night. I literally threw it across the room because I couldn't switch it off. And then because I didn't want it just like bouncing around like a jumping bean next to me on the bed, I just threw it away because I couldn't switch it off. And of course, if you've got your fingers are a bit, covered in lube or whatever, then trying to switch it off in a darkened room, perhaps when there's a lot going on, is not easy.
Yeah, see,
it'd be easier to have a little nodule on the side that is easily locatable.
Well, I think what would be really good for them is to take the control off the little vibraty bit and put it at the back end of the little plasticky bit at the back, because it would be easy to locate. You could turn it off and on again really easily. And if the volume button, as it were, was at the side still, that would be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I probably should have read in advance that if there were instructions, which side does what, because I was just unaware.
No, but it's not difficult. There's one that's got one knobbly bit, and then the one with two. The one with one is the power on and off.
Yeah,
and
didn't know that in advance.
The other one's the
I didn't bother
switching
reading
modes.
it.
No, I know you don't. You're just like, yep, getting that out. Oh, it vibrates a lot. It's
No, I
quite
can't switch it
rumbly.
off.
It is quite a rumbly little vibrator.
Yeah, it's got a lot of kick for it.
For its size, so it's not as powerful as a wand might be.
Oh God, no! But it does go up quite a bit, and it does have pulse settings as well.
It really does. It's pretty.
For a very good little toy you can chuck in your bag, it's great.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and it does go in the swing bag quite often.
It absolutely does.
Also in the swing bag, the Doxy.
Oh yeah. So I don't think we've used that for a little while, mainly because we've been travelling around and not really been able to sort of stick it in the bag because it's quite big. But when you do make the time to sort of bring it along and involve it, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And definitely does what it says on the tin, although I don't think I've ever managed to go beyond like the 6th setting or something because it just gets too much. But it's pretty good.
It's a useful toy actually, because I think if we're playing with somebody else and you're struggling to get there, generally we can whip out the Doxy and that'll do the job.
Absolutely.
So I think that's definitely one of the...
Needs to be treated with reverence, though.
With reverence. What about the womanizer, though?
Oh, now. The womanizer that I own, I think, is probably one of the earliest models. So I suspect there are better ones now to be had.
Okay.
But certainly the first one that I've got is quite a bit smaller than what I think is available now. And again, it's one of these things that once it's in place, you cannot move, because it then loses the suction and the placement, and it kind of, you then have to start again.
Yeah.
You have to stay really still, so it's not really a spectator sport. You can just, because they'll be very bored just sitting there watching you not move a muscle.
But surely the same could be true of most toys with you, if you want them to be effective.
Yeah, I suppose. But maybe the womanizer is particularly insular in that respect, because it's very intimate.
It doesn't have a broad range, does it?
No, and someone else can't really place it for you.
Okay.
Because it's not like a wand or a vibrator where you can just whack it down there and broadly you'll hit the spot.
Yeah.
This has almost like an ear thermometer kind of nodule on the front. Matt has to very specifically go where it's supposed to go.
Okay.
And only you will know where that is yourself, because someone else can't necessarily line it up properly and achieve the same effect.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's a very lonely solo toy.
Oh, what about our collection of geeky sex toys? Because some of those are our favourites.
Some of them are. Before we move on to the geeky ones, though, I just want to very briefly give my Crave a mention.
Okay.
Yeah. So my Crave is the necklace, which is also a very slender small vibrator.
Yep.
It's absolutely beautiful. So it looks, to all intents and purposes, like a piece of pretty jewellery.
It is quite pretty, yeah.
It is really pretty. And you wouldn't necessarily look at it and think, oh, that's a sex toy.
Mm-hmm.
You would just think it's a pretty...
Unless you go through customs at an airport.
Yeah, and they
figure that
decide
out
to
pretty
deconstruct it and ask you what it is. But it looks pretty and it's very functional. So it's fun to wear out on a play date or take it along to a club and just wear it.
Yeah, it's, I think, more than the actual use of it, though, because it's not a particularly... I mean, it's strong for a little thing, but it's not super strong. It's
yes.
more the novelty of having a little vibrator on you, and people go, "Oh, what's that?" Or "Did you know I've got a vibrator?" Yeah, let me show you. And it's a great conversation starter.
I like it though. It has got a little bit of a kick to it sometimes.
Yeah, that's all right. That's cool. So the geeky sex toys then.
Yes.
So we've got quite a few of those, but I think there's one or two that you come back to. The Bulbasaur one, I think, is one that you enjoy.
Yeah, and I was very reticent when I first met with it because it's not small.
Well, the Bulbasaur one's not too bad.
Well, it's got, obviously, the name would give it away, has got like a rather large onion-shaped head. And then once you get past
it's
that...
often the thing you want to think about when you're putting something into your badge. Onion.
A water-based Pokemon.
Onion.
Onion. So it has got a larger, obviously, head, and once you get past that, then the shaft part of it is a bit more slender.
Yeah.
But it can be a little bit eye-watering if you're not quite ready for it.
Not quite ready for it. The Aquamone's probably not one of your favourites,
Do you know what? I can't face it.
Just too big.
It just makes me feel like I'm shitting a watermelon.
But it looks awesome, though.
It looks the shit. Honestly, it looks amazing. And as a geeky toy goes, and I love geeky stuff and I like toys, it does look awesome. So it's a good collection edition, but I just don't feel like I can get past it.
Okay.
It can't get past me.
Well, we'll keep trying.
That's why it's called the Aquamone.
Exactly that. So we've also got the Star Wars styled sort of lightsaber one. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's quite fun. We haven't used it a great deal.
No.
Probably because we move on to some of the other ones which, pique our interest more. But it's fun to have as a collection, and it's probably fun to kind of take it along and get it out and, have a geeky conversation around it as well.
Well, yeah, there is that. I think the thing is, though, when it comes to dildos, you're starting to build up a bit of collection, and you do kind of go through... You don't go through them, but you kind of... you go.
I've worn another one out, dear.
Yeah. You go for favourites, though, at the time, and it's kind of whatever's in rotation.
Yeah, totally.
You almost need someone to come along and just rotate them, like you do with my T-shirts, to ensure that I will wear different T-shirts and rotate the parts.
So I'll cunningly take the bottom ones out and put them on the top in the hope that you'll be like, oh, I haven't seen these for a while.
Yeah, mostly that doesn't work, does it?
No, you just rifle through it with wild abandon and throw them away.
Exactly that. So other things that we've got that's probably worth mentioning.
Okay, so I was going to mention the Enjoy.
Oh, well, I was about to do that.
I thought you might be.
Yeah, there's two Enjoy things that we've got. We've got one a butt plug.
And one is a kind of, I don't know even what it's called. It's, what's it called? It's like a shoehorn type shape, isn't it?
That would imply a level of pre-research that I clearly haven't done. Is it the 11? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Looks like a crowbar. Well, let's talk about the...
You keep talking about it and I'll find it.
No, because then you'll leave me and I'll run out.
No, online you'd do first.
Oh, I thought you meant you were going to leave the room and find it.
Oh, no.
So the first one we have is the butt plug, which is one of the first things we bought years ago, I think, when it came out. And it's quite a small one, the one we've got, but it has a lot of weight behind it.
It does.
It's pure sort of steel, isn't it?
Yes.
Which also has the advantage of being really, 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 really cold. Or you can obviously put it in water and make it hot. So it has like a bit of a, sensory play aspect to it as well.
It is the Enjoy Pure Wand stainless steel dildo, 8 inches.
And that has 2 balls one on each end, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. But moving back to the butt plug.
The Pure Plug, I believe it's called.
Okay. So that obviously comes in different sizes, but we have a relatively small one.
Yeah.
Thoroughly good fun because it's got so much weight in it that once it's in place,
you can definitely feel it on the other side.
Yeah, it's really quite odd, isn't it? But it warms up to your body temperature really quickly.
It does. Going in, freezing cold.
Yeah.
Coming out, boiling hot.
But it's fun, and it's not overly huge, so it's more of a kind of the weight is quite nice.
Yeah, I think as a starter butt plug,
Starter butt plug.
but as a warming up piece, it's pretty good. It's also as a starter in terms of a beginner butt plug is actually quite a good one to have. It's a lot of money to spaff up. In fact, both of these toys are a lot of money to spaff up, but actually they're really quality made. I don't think you'll ever need to replace them.
No, because they're just beautifully made.
Yeah, and you could also kill an intruder to your house with both of these toys.
What was the crime implement used? It looks like a silver butt plug. Yeah. Come in beautiful boxes, don't they?
Oh, they do come in beautiful boxes.
Yeah,
the
like
wand,
satin.
however, you've particularly enjoyed.
Enjoyed. See
what I did there?
Oh yeah. It's pretty good.
It's a bit unrelenting. It's like a Terminator in terms of it, like a dildo-like object.
Yeah.
But it's really designed to help stimulate G-spots.
Yes, it is. And as I said, it has 2 different sized balls on each end. Mm-hmm. I'm never quite clear which one you're using.
Well, it has one ball on each end.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I'm never quite clear which end you're using.
I am. I
know you are.
Yeah.
Do you kind of work up to the different end? Do you start with the small one?
No, you've never had the big one.
Right, got you.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the relentlessness of the first one tends to do the job quite well. I can switch it around. But the problem is that you'd be so freaked out by the cold change in temperature. Mrs. H does not react well to changes in temperature, particularly if it's something cold. So it wouldn't be worth my while doing that. So, but actually, it's been a really interesting toy because we found that it's quite useful in making you squirt as well.
How lovely.
Well, it is. It's something that seems to do the biznay almost every time.
It's quite effective in that it's obviously designed to do that thing. Mm-hmm. Do you find it easy to use?
Pretty much. I mean, it's just a dildo, a silver dildo with a ball, but and that's as easy as it gets. So it's not a task or a challenge. The weight is interesting. So and you do have to get yourself in a comfy position because. I have to get you in a comfy position and I have to get me in one because that weight does sort of flip itself all over the place if you're not balancing things in the right way. So, but other than that, I think it's probably one of our best and favourite toys. Yeah, it's definitely a go-to. Good. The other one I was going to mention, were the rodeo pants.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, rodeo. Oh yeah. And we use these in conjunction with I believe it's called the Tantus Curve dildo.
Oh yeah.
Look at me with some vague amount of knowledge.
I know, right?
Right. So, and in terms of pegging, it's pretty good. Mm-hmm. And in terms of...
And I've used it on a lady as well.
Yes, you have used it on a lady or two.
Yes, very, very true.
Very, very true.
It's good fun.
And it seems to do the biznay.
So,
well.
And again, this is like a two-parter, really. So the pants are probably one of the best things we bought. Because we tried ages and ages ago with one of these strapless strap-on type things. Which, yeah, exactly.
Just kept falling out.
No matter how good your pelvic floor muscles are.
I mean, one assumes you have some. Assuming
you had some to begin with. But even if you think you've got great ones, trust me, they will not do anything with a strapless strap-on. So the rodeo pants are great, and they're quite pretty as well.
Yep.
They come in a variety of sort of different
shorts,
designs,
pants, and all sorts of
boy
things.
shorts, pants with little lace panels. So they're really pretty. And obviously, the design is that they have a hole at the front, so you can pop your toy in there, and off it goes.
Yeah.
They're great.
Pretty good.
No straps or harnesses or fiddly bits. You just put them on.
Yeah. Does the job.
Yes, they're great.
Perfect. Any other toys you care to mention, Mrs. H?
You know what? I think we've covered the ones that are my go-tos. I have got a beautiful glass dildo. Mm-hmm. Never use it, but it's so pretty.
I think when we got that one, actually, it was what we found is that the hard materials probably weren't to your liking.
No.
And the cold temperature wasn't to your liking.
No.
But actually, as we've progressed and explored finger banging in particular more, then I think your tastes have changed. So maybe worth cracking that one out, having a look and see if it works. Shoving it in there.
It's pretty though.
And it looks pretty going in and out of you, so it's not terrible. So that was toys then. Websites.
Okay.
So I think there's a couple of websites that we look at and use.
All right. You're going to have to elucidate because I can't think of any.
Fab.
Oh, yeah.
Well, There is. Oh yeah.
Well, yes. Now I think
Well,
about
I think
it.
if you're in the UK,
there isn't really much else to go on.
there really isn't much else to go on. I think it's actually it's not a terrible site. It just looks like it was made in 1980. But in terms of hooking up with people or finding new friends, it's actually been one of the most effective ways of going out and doing just that.
I would agree.
So if you're new to the scene and you're looking to set up an account, it's really simple. You can do that for nothing. And you only start paying when you get into the depths of things. So actually, it's a pretty good concept, although the execution isn't fantastic. And now they've added videos, which has obviously been the death of our pastime because so many people choose to upload insane videos.
Yeah,
which is great.
What a treat!
Which is a real treat. We've also been looking at Double Date Nation a lot lately, and they're quite interesting. I like their site. But for us in the UK, there's not a massive amount of people on there. So,
and that's the thing; there's nothing really to look at if other people aren't using it. So,
but I suspect it may come into its own when we go to the States.
Yeah.
But also, if you're in the UK and you're listening, sign up for it. There's all sorts of free codes going on, and I'm sure if you get in touch with them, they'll give you 3 months free.
Yeah, I think so.
And you can have a look, get on there, and it doesn't hurt to check it out. I like the setup of it. I like all the options that are on there, and it's pretty cool. But it's just not enough people on from the UK. So hopefully, if every listener jumped on, we'd have another 3 people there, which would be great. Yeah.
It's almost enough for an orgy.
Oh, good. Don't start that again. So, clubs.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, my favourite one is Vanilla Alternative.
Vanilla. But
oh, pedantic one. VA.
VA.
Vanilla Alternative.
Yes. Okay. What's so good about this club?
Okay, so consistently in terms of the environment, the cleanliness, the facilities, and just how nice the people there are.
Yeah.
It has holistically for me it has all of that in kind of one good night. Granted, it's not always been the best night, but that's mainly down to how many people turn up and just who's there on the night.
Yeah.
That's not down to the venue or the owners. It's just the luck of a draw.
It can be a little bit cliquey, I think.
Maybe. But I think if you're going there with people in terms of facilities on offer, it's great. Yeah,
I think if you're going there with people it's a great place. I think if you're going there and...
Just the two of you.
Just the two of you. Then actually, it's on you to sort of introduce yourself to other people. And if you do sit back, as we have done before... then it's very easy to be sort of ignored.
Ivory tower.
Yeah, I mean, we've done that before, and it's not great. We found that people aren't necessarily forthcoming all the time. Now, there have been nights when that has been the case and hasn't been the case. So, but it is a roll of the dice. So it's up to you to sort of put yourself out there and say hello to people and gather that interest.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, then you there's no guarantee of a great night.
But in terms of what the club has on offer, I think the facilities are just really good.
Yeah, I really do.
It's got a nice vibe to it.
So I mean, I think there's some other clubs that I think there's a new one opening up in Bristol that I want to go check out. There's a few parties around us that I wouldn't mind sort of having a look at and seeing if they're any good. But broadly, the clubs that we've explored and we've reviewed these for fairly extensively, I thought Le Boudoir was okay, but I think again that would be you've got to have enough money to get into London to do it.
Yeah, it turns out into a really expensive night out.
But also, I think, if you go in with people, it will probably be a better night. So that's also pretty good. Chameleons was okay. But really, I think the only one that I would stand behind it being a great location and a great place and good rooms to stay in, actually, would be VA.
Yeah, no, I agree. And plus, it doesn't feel like a seedy sex club.
No.
That's the bit I like about it most. When you go in there and you sit in the sort of open area where there's like a fireplace and nice comfy settees and whatnot, it doesn't feel like you're in a fuck club.
No. Fuck club. The first rule of fuck club is you don't talk about
and
fuck club.
I don't like that sometimes that environment of just being in a place where people are just there to fuck.
Yeah.
And, even if ultimately that's what people end up doing, you don't want to go in there feeling like a piece of meat.
There is that to it, I think. And to be fair, I think all of the staff and everything are really good.
They're
the
lovely.
Whole setup has been fantastic. So
go there, it's great.
Go there. Yeah, please go there. We should go there soon, I think.
Yeah, it's good fun.
We need to do that. Oh, I tell you what we hadn't mentioned.
Oh, all right then.
We've got a day off soon.
I know.
We didn't mention that in the slightest.
I thought you were going to pick it up later on.
Well, I'll pick them up later on.
Are you going to say who it's with?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
That. So we've taken a day off with some good friends.
All right, then.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing? It's very specific part of the podcast, just for like a couple of people. But anyway, other things that what we like. Few of our favourite things. Favourite underwear, Mrs. H?
Honey Birdette.
Oh, that was a quick answer. Is that because it costs a fucking fortune?
Fucking expensive.
Yes.
But it's worth it in terms of quality, and it's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning to look at.
Mm-hmm.
It's provocative, it's sexy, it's beautiful material.
Yeah.
It's usually adorned with some gorgeous little gem or sparkly something or other.
Mm-hmm.
And it has the advantage of sometimes you could get like fetishy sort of kink vibes, or you can go for lace, pretty.
Yep.
Just beautiful.
It tends to be a bit of an edge to some of it, but I quite like that.
It just has something that will look good on anyone, I think.
Yeah.
It's just beautifully made.
Absolutely. And we've seen some good stuff in Ann Summers every now and then, but I do feel like
now and then
it's a bit like going to TK Maxx. I think for the States that's TJ Maxx. But it's like you go through 42 different aisles just to find one thing that you may or may not want. And that's often the roll of the dice with Ann Summers as well. I'm not particularly fond of their selection of sex toys, but the actual underwear sometimes does come up trumps.
I've got some nice things from there, without a doubt, but it takes a while to sort of like sort through and find something that's really nice.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan really of stuff that kind of looks like a cheap date stuff.
Yeah.
And just not into that kind of slutty look. But
that slutty look.
Yeah.
I think it's the items that look like they might set on fire if you go too close to a fire. That's where you kind of...
Yeah, definitely. So I know Honey Birdette is very expensive, but it is so worth it.
Well, I have my tuppence to chuck in on underwear. I quite like Oddballs.
Oh, that is fun.
Because they do not only matching underwear for men and women, they also do a lot for charity as well. So I think they do testicular cancer.
They donate
one of their big
to prostate and testicular cancer.
One of those, both of them, I'm not sure which, but it's definitely a charitable organisation.
There is a donation from when you buy things.
And they're fairly smart yet funky boxer shorts. Or
they
shorts
are definitely funky.
So definitely my sort of preferred supplier in terms of...
Yeah, they're good. They're just quite kind of like sporty, functional type stuff. You're not going to get any sort of like sexy stuff.
Yeah, but I think
it's fun.
It's a tricky one with guys because I don't think there's... I mean, what would be sexy? I mean, I wouldn't want to go down the satin Christmas pants aisle. No, well, I wouldn't. And that just, if I rub my legs together more than once, then I might go off in flames. And it just feels very, sixth form, so that's not my cup of tea. I can't see me wearing some sort of lace style underwear. I know you can get men's shorts, but that are lacy. Mesh probably isn't going to do it.
Oh no!
So for me, I think that there's a fine line between, hey, it's a really nice pair of Star Wars pants versus, also a nice pair of patterned boxer shorts that look nice and are well made. So, and Oddballs tend to be the ones that I go for.
I think men look good in like geeky kind of sci-fi vibe kind of boxers and stuff.
Oh, you want the Star Wars pants, do you?
I love them. Yeah, they're great.
It's the Super Mario ones and all that kind of...
Yeah, but they're quite fun. Yeah. And I think you're right. Men don't tend to have a lion's share of sort of what they can choose from.
No.
Whereas, in terms of underwear, ladies have it, don't they? Let's face it, they have a huge range to choose from of, different things they can wear, whereas men are like, oh, wear some pants then.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I'm going to take them off.
Right, okay. Question for your wife.
Okay.
Favourite sexy song?
Sexy song?
Yes.
Oh, in terms of like a playlist or something?
Well, not like you can give an entire playlist if you want, but you're probably better off picking one song.
God, you've put me on the spot now.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to put it on your spot right now.
You're going to have to come back to me. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Mine's Sleazy Bed Track or Trick or whatever it's called.
Sleazy Bed Track by Blue Tones.
Yeah.
It's a bit melancholy.
Oh, but it's sexy though.
It's a sexy song, maybe.
It's kind of sleazy.
Yeah.
Because it's got sleazy in the title.
Do you know what? I've just thought of a song that actually you're going to laugh at this, and it's not a particularly sexy song, but I'll tell you why.
Tell me for why. Tell me for why.
Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley.
It's because of Watchmen, isn't
It's because of Watchmen. When they have sex in the shuttle.
in the Owlmobile or whatever the hell
Oh
it was.
my God,
yeah.
that sex scene is amazing. There's just something about it. And they're playing Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And it's just something about it that's really kind of haunting and gets me every time. Like, oh, wow. So whenever I hear Hallelujah now, it's like, oh.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. What about favourite food on a date?
Tapas.
Tapas. I'm going to go with tapas as well.
Yeah.
Pizza is not good for me. For a
Oh,
date.
really?
Yeah.
It precludes you from having roadhead.
It does, yes.
As you've learned to your peril.
I have well since gotten over the pizza hump.
No one else has. That non-hump in the road.
Yeah, and your favourite drink, dear?
My absolute favourite go-to drink would be champagne.
Would it be champagne?
I'm such a little princess, aren't I?
Well, I'm so glad you said that because I have a bottle of
No, you
water
don't.
downstairs.
I was going to say, do not tease me like that.
I've got a gin and tonic.
Have you?
Well, not a bottle of it.
I like lots of drinks. Not obviously. Well,
Yeah,
I do
you
like
do.
lots of drinks. I would say champagne is great for me in terms of like if I was having an ideal sort of perfect date scenario, then a glass of champagne is great.
Yeah.
A gin and tonic's great.
Yeah.
Love that. But that's really like wine's lovely as well.
Yeah. Okay. Just making some notes here. This is good for Christmas. This has all been designed to get your Christmas list together.
Oh my God.
No problems. My favourite drink, should you ask and you didn't, is a Negroni.
I know that.
Followed by I like a nice red wine. Normally
Yeah.
something quite, a bit of punch and kick to it.
Like a Merlot or a Malbec.
Yeah, something like that would be good. One thing we haven't mentioned actually is our favourite way to get things started.
Okay. A Merlot or a Malbec.
Yeah, and 3 glasses of champagne, and that's that sorted out, no problem.
Okay, well, depending on what you're doing, whether you're going somewhere with people like a club or
Well,
if
I was
you're
thinking sexy
planning on
times generally.
Yes.
So, what sort of games might we play?
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see.
So we are big advocates of the game of lifestyle.
Yes, use code BH10 and you can get some money off.
Yes, you
Boom,
can.
nailed it.
They're great. I mean, they're always a good talking point. They're really funny. And for people who really don't have the faintest idea how to sort of start anything, they're a good icebreaker.
Yeah, they really are. We've been using Peachin a lot lately.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I think that's more for humour. It's not because it's an
It's
excellent
definitely
resource,
for humour.
but it's a great one for just getting out, whipping through it and chatting through. And eventually people are like, oh, shall we just play it a bit? And before you know it, boom, you're naked.
That should be the name of the next app. Before
Boom,
you
you're
know,
naked.
boom, you're naked.
Boom, naked. Right. Anything else that you want to cover in our favourite things, Mrs. H?
So you've covered favourite foods and drinks.
Yes.
Favourite underwear. Favourite venues.
Yes.
Favourite toys.
Yes.
Favourite lube.
Yep.
Favourite condoms.
Websites.
Websites.
Yeah.
All right. I think you've covered
I
pretty
think,
much most of our favourite things.
yeah, I think that's probably the pinnacle of it. We've also covered, favourite YouTube thing to be the Dumb Desire on in the background while we're making sweet, sweet love with our favourite partners. We can't back that up in any shape or form.
No.
Right, well, Mrs. H, let's close this one up. Thank you for joining us this week. Do your thing.
Well, thank you for hopping into our bed. Let me find them. I found them now.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh, you ready?
I am now.
All
You're
right,
going
you sure?
to do a little...
What?
You're doing a little...
My little what?
Tinkly thing.
Little tinkly thing.
Dildos and strap-ons with sex toys in latex. All kinds of lube that is giving us great sex. Fingers in pussies and making me sing. These are a few of our favourite things.
Is that right? You're right. You're happy with
I
that?
think so.
You think they'll do the job? I mean, I can add a bit more.
I mean, I suppose my only thought was it would be good to end with some different words, but that would mean writing them, so that's...
So how many words have you written?
Well, no, because you didn't tell me to write any.
You don't always have to write the words. In fact, sometimes that's not right to do. Sometimes you gotta get your pen, fucking write those words too.
What? Are we not doing anything else? Is that it? Is that the end?
Well, I don't know. You kind of like threw it on me.
Did I throw on you? I'm recording all of this. It's amazing, isn't it? Gentle listeners are still with us.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes, they're still here.
Hi. They're not. You're not really recording.
I
are
am
you?
really recording this.
Ah,
It is now 2 minutes and 10 seconds worth of extra recording at the end.
actual
Of
gibberish.
gibberish nonsense, the likes of which you ain't never seen before. So, what I would say, listeners, if you do want to get in touch, don't forget we're on Fab Swingers at Bedhoppers. We're on Double Date Nation at Bedhoppers. We're on Twitter at BedhoppersSuck. We're on mail at bedhopperssuck@gmail.com.
You are still recording this, aren't
Yes,
you?
I am still recording.
I'm still like, but you've gone from like weirdness to you're still okay. You're still recording.
Yes, I am
Oh.
recording. How do you know that's still recording?
I don't. I can't see it.
Well, then why did you look over and go, oh, why are you still recording?
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, go on then. Sorry, what you were saying?
I don't know. What were you saying? And now you're just playing over me, so now I don't know what you're doing. You're not recording, are you?
Yeah. Swaying room as the music starts.
Stop fucking with me.
Strangers making the most of the dark.
You're breaking my head.